Taking ages to go live. Welcome to the Out There channel live stream 104. We're running a wee bit late, but this is the 1 p.m. in New Zealand time, which is just after lunch here. And we got John joining us at the moment. I'm not sure if Robert's going to join us. I did tell him to get onto Discord, but that'll be like midnight over there in UK. So we'll just cue some intro music and we'll be with you in a minute. Hopefully it's working. Can't hear it.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
What is that?
Hang on. What are you doing, John?
I
have to meet you. I got you muted at the moment. I'll wait for the intros to finish. Is it working? Hello. It's going to glitch now. Hello. It always glitches when it plays the little emanation. Good to be back. Just pause that. So what's working? Good to be back. So yeah, wee bit late, but we haven't got too many people joining us as usual. So I just better unmute John again. Not sure what he is up to there, but he is swearing. There you go, you're unmuted again.
Yeah, I had Twitter on in the background with your YouTube thing, and
yeah, but you don't have to be swearing on the intro.
well.
You said old. You said the old word, but that's all right. It could have been worse. We're sorry about that, guys. We're trying to be family friendly UFO channel. There's not too many out there that are, apart from sure I say it, security. I don't think he's ever sworn, has he? His is all pre-recorded though, so I'm not sure if he's ever let anything slip out on live where things have gone wrong and he's sort of cursed. But that happens, you know. You don't think. So it's all good, I think. We got the desktop up. I see Google lost some of my stream. Maybe there was a message that popped up on my admin panel that I didn't notice. So I better type up my welcome screen too. Yeah, a wee bit late. Me and John were talking in private about health problems. Open to the... I don't think everybody wanted to know about gallbladders and stuff you can take to help out if you're feeling sick. But you don't have the same products in America as we do here, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Welcome to the live stream 104. Hello, Decato. Hey, his favorite research channel. First time I've seen you on here, I think. Okay. So yeah, apparently when you have your gallbladder out, John's had his removed, I've had mine removed, and another UFO friend was recently rushed into hospital over Christmas, I think, and he had his removed. So yeah, it can be quite dangerous, the old gallbladder, because it does affect all your other organs. And apparently my blood work was the worst they ever saw when they rushed me into hospital. But they said it wasn't life-threatening yet. My kidneys are under strain and my liver were about to close down on me. And so they pumped me through chemicals. I don't know what chemicals they put into you. And I sort of got better, but until they had enough... in New Zealand, you get free operations in the hospital. So you normally go on a waiting list, even for gallbladder. And once you've had your gallbladder out, they normally chuck you out the next day, sort of thing, you know. And my operation didn't go to plan, and I was under the theatre for double the time, and then recovery as well. So yeah, fun times. So yeah, you never know when you're going to get sick, and of course the gallbladder comes on pretty quick sometimes.
Yep.
And if your kidneys and stuff shut down, you could be dead within 24 hours, sort of thing, or 48 hours anyway. But yeah, the gallbladder's got like collects all these enzymes that helps break down fats, like in cheese and meat. So yeah, it's sort of like a storage. And of course, what happens is the gallbladder then, because it's got salts in it, forms these little hard balls, like marbles in it, which can block the tubes up and make you sick. Or it can pass through the tubes, give you pain, but like when you get kidney stones in a way as well. So my sister had hers out when she was very young, which kind of suggested that mine would have to be taken out sometime too. And she had her appendix out, which I didn't have my appendix out. But yeah, I was just saying to John, he was feeling sick this morning, and I said, well, you didn't have cheese last night because cheese takes a long time to digest now. So the liver has to work overtime. So it's all right as long as you don't eat too much cheese. And before bed, normally, at least you have at least 4 hours before you go to bed if you're eating it. But yeah.
The cheese was so good last night, though.
Yeah, it's hard to give up cheese and bacon. Cheese and bacon was the two that you need to get rid of. So there's some science things on gallbladder. But it took them 16 years to find my problem. I was sick for 16 years with it, and it always come up clean on scans and things and blood work. But something was inside that was making me sick, you know, and made it really hard to work. You try waking up in the morning and all you want to do is have your head in the toilet bowl and you got to go to work and run a computer network or look after students and tutors' requests to get classes on the network where something goes wrong and you're not feeling too great. So that's what I used to do. I used to do a bit of tutoring in the computer field. I used to teach electrical students, computer fundamentals, nighttime courses, and also did some daytime courses with AutoCAD students, graphic design. I used to teach them about maintaining a computer system and putting Windows on it, installing Windows on it and stuff like that, so they could become experts themselves in maintaining their home systems as well as in the workforce, where they could become network administrators for CAD/CAM systems themselves. So I was doing like 60, 70 hours a week back then, and I was still feeling sick with gallbladder. In the end, I sort of said, no more. I quit the job, and I left, and still the gallbladder wasn't found out, but I got better, less stress and all that sort of stuff. And eventually I was working for a school as a contractor, on their network, and it was back into stress again. I got a contracting job, and then the school wanted a full-time position, and they offered it to me, and I said, "Oh, I have to check with the contracting people that I'm with, whether they want me to allow for it." You know, here you got you're not allowed to apply for the work that they got. You know, there's a lot of clauses in contracts. So yeah, they allowed me to go full-time with the school, but then the school wouldn't give me full power over the network. There's always these teachers that wanted to have their finger in the pie, and I said, look, you either want me to manage it or not. So yeah, so it didn't quite work out, so I quit and went to Australia to work as a contractor, and that's where I made sort of like big money. But it was shift work, a lot of shift work there. So that's why I sort of, you know, most of my life was shift work mostly. 5 years university was daytime, but the other 20 years was all shift work with various companies and stuff. Fun times, fun times. So yeah, we better get on to the UFO topic. So yeah, I did leave school, and as I've shown you in my qualifications in previous lives, I actually brought them up so I can show you, which is more than Bob Lazar has ever done with his qualifications. And yeah, I went to university, did a 4-year degree in computer science, which 60% of it's on computers, and the other 40% is on regular topics that you have to do, like mathematics and science, and I think I even did music. Philosophy was another one I did. So yeah, apparently engineering degree had the biggest dropouts, and the second most one was computer science. So first year you go into a lecture theatre, and they're just like huge big halls. If you don't get close enough to the front, you can't hear what the lecturer is saying, but it has like 600 people in it, and he's lecturing to 600 people, and you think, well, this is just crazy. And then the second year comes along, and there's only 50 in the class. You know, there's a big, massive drop from first year to second year, and then the third year you drop down to about 15 or 20. You know, so yeah, it gets progressively harder as the years go on. I don't know if it's like that anymore. I think they've made it a bit more modularized now, so you can reset it without having to go through another year if you stuff up. Which I don't really agree with, because it used to be A to E rating, and now it's sort of like merit pass and advanced pass or whatever. You know, where you get 90% or 100%. But like college ones were doing. I don't know if it's like that in America now. Gone a wee bit too soft, where people can reset things, and they just reset the test with a few extra questions or a few different changes in the questions anyway. But so yeah, we got some stuff left over from MUFON anyway. I don't know if you've done much. Have you got any qualifications yourself there, John? You just don't...
No, I really don't. I went ahead and I looked at it several different times, because my good friend was he was a genius on the computer. But no, I lost interest. Not impressed more than anything.
Well, I found university a lot of fun. It's well worth doing, just even for the social aspect of it all. Especially if you got mates that like to go out every day to the pub and sort of mingle with the girls. So it got quite fun there. Quietist? You mean the quietist? Have we got the volume wrong? Is my volume down too low or something? The meter's going up halfway. Should be all right.
Yeah.
You mean not enough people join us? You mean maybe? Never enjoyed college. I only went 2 years and don't want to go back. I guess it's got to be if you like what you do. I really enjoyed the theoretical side of computers. A lot of it was crazy languages, but some of it was like a Turing machine. You know, about Alan Turing. I was talking about him a couple of lives back. But we had this crazy guy from Ukraine, I think it was, or somewhere like that, and or Poland, and he was very hard to understand. And you could almost hear a pin drop in the room because everybody's trying to listen hard to what he's trying to say. And he had this little book. It's only like 50 pages, and of course it was written by him, and everybody had to buy this book because he was going to base his course on his book, which is like a conflict of interest there. But yeah, it's all theoretical stuff, you know, and it just got a bit over my head at times. But yeah, it makes you sort of think differently, I suppose. It makes you think more out the box than systematic business like. But you don't get a job out at the end of it because the industry have hired previous university grads that have been useless, right? So some people out there gave us a bad name for getting a degree. So I ended up doing a college one, which was linked to business, more business aligned. You know what they wanted, like SQL and or SQL, as some people call it, and Linux or Linux, depending on which way you want to say that too, and stuff like that. So it was less theoretical and more business orientated, which was less fun. And of course, it was a lot easier. But the funny thing is, my dad worked there, you know, at the university as teaching in electronics, and he was ex-RAF, and he used to set up radar systems around the world and teach people how to maintain them. And so that's what he did, and that was he had some job in Libya, so we lived in Libya for a year and a half.
Wow.
But we come straight from freezing cold snow in Scotland, where we first was based, to Libya, and it was like 40 C, and that was meant to be cool at night time or whatever. So we went from negative 10 C to 45 C, and yeah, so we spent some time there, and then eventually went to Germany and lived there for a year and a half. And Mum decided that she wanted to go back to UK, where then they decided to get a ship from there to New Zealand. Her mum decided wanted to get out of UK, so everybody decided to come to New Zealand. So we ended up living in New Zealand. So, and I was probably about 5.5 then. So fun. So yeah, let's see what I got here. Now this goes crazy sometimes, I noticed. So yeah, you know how we're talking about blimps, and Bruce Maccabee posted this to the blimp one that yeah, the full story in the FBI CIA UFO connection, chapter 10. So doesn't that look like a blimp rather than UFO? I can't quite see what's on it. So let's see if we can zoom in a bit. Propellers. That sounds like an airship, doesn't it? No. What's that say there at the front there? KO. No propellers or KO? Don't know if you can read that or not. I think that's the N. N going this way. No propellers, jets, or other. Can't quite make out that word. Protubulars or something. Viable. Absolutely no sound. But airships don't make much sound anyway, do they? You have them in your location, but we don't have them in New Zealand, so I can't really say what an airship would sound like. If it's up high enough, you wouldn't hear it, would you, John? Are you there, John? Looks like John's left us. John. Not sure what's going on there. John. Look, he's got a clip over his camera. Yeah, we'll wait for John to come back. I can hear a door shutting. John, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You disappeared on me.
Yeah, I'm doing laundry.
Now, you got airships in your land of bliss over there, haven't you?
Cool. Yes, we do.
Do you hear them? Do you actually hear the motors on them?
No, I never have.
Because I'm just looking at this airship here. Because we don't have airships in New Zealand. So they're saying there's no sound, but if it's an airship, you wouldn't hear sound anyway, as far as I understand. Really? It has propellers, doesn't it? But would you be able to hear them?
But the only ones you'll hear are like the Fuji blimp, Goodyear blimp. Those definitely you can hear. But surveillance ones, no.
Or it could be one of these stealth blimps that they're working on, which makes sense. I wish they'd bring back airships worldwide and just go on it like a big cruise ship and float around. So, yeah, what's the case number on here? Because I don't know if it's a MUFON case. Doesn't look like it, does it? It looks like a Project Blue Book one, maybe. What's that say down there at the bottom? Surface something appeared dirty and Shaped UFO have a dirty surface on it.
Is this the one in Diego?
No, this is another case that I think you must have not been here when I was talking about it. It's Bruce Maccabee has put this up on a Facebook, and it was replied to the blimp one, which I said was a blimp, and Earl from MUFON said no way, even though it looks like a blimp. And he said, look at this case, it's very similar, but I don't see that as similar to the other blimp one. Even looks like an upside down surfboard to me.
Yeah, it does.
What's this bit in the middle here? Smoother in front. It's dirty. You know, back in the 1890s, was it? 1800s. They saw a lot of these airships in the desert. But when you start reading the books on it, there was actually a lot of inventors that lived out in the deserts that were mucking around with flight, and one of them was airships. So you heard about the stories of steampunk, where they had like steam engines on these airships that were generating power that could push along the jets, steam coming out of them that pushed it along, and stuff like that. They saw it out in the desert. My friend, what's his name? Mojave Mysteries guy, Mike. He did a story on one of them, I think, about the airships. But when you look at the map where people were inventing, where the sightings were kind of sort of lined up, I can't remember what the book was called now, but there's a good book on the early airships, which they called mystery ships. They called them mystery ships. Remember we did it on Google a while ago?
Yeah.
Let's see. How can I get that thing up? Why is it not coming up? But I was looking for a reference for this one here, so we can do a search on it. Intelligence. I'm trying to work out, is it a Project Blue Book one? I don't see any MUFON case number on it, unfortunately. But he's made a reference to a book, which I think Bruce Maccabee does often. He says, I don't know how many books he's written, intelligent information reports. So, yeah. Has it got any particular name for the case? So, yeah. Sounds like an old case. It would be a good one to do. Rogue River, it says here. So maybe we can type that in and search. See if we can find anything on it. Looks like that's overlapping. I'll just try and reduce that a bit. Oh, crap. Didn't want to do that. I thought you could lock your bar so it doesn't do that stupid thing. Now it's screwed up all my positions, hasn't it? There's 2. Now, let's sort this mess out. So you can't scroll it. I thought there was a lock you could do on it. But because it's on the second monitor, it probably doesn't have that option. Yeah, so when you subscribe, anyone out there that subscribes, you get your name on the screen. And it plays an animation sometimes too, if it works. A little dancing alien pops up with your name. I think we're back to normal now. There we go. Steam blimps, stealth blimps, yep. Steampunk. You know what steampunk is? Yeah.
Combination.
Yeah, combination. We'll just put it up there since we brought it up. Steampunk. It's pretty cool stuff, you know. It's a bit like those old movies they used to have, where they used to fly around the world in 80 days. What was those movies they used to have on TV before sci-fi really sort of took off? Steampunk. It's cross between 1900s electricity and 1800s steam engines, pretty much. They call it here a genre of science fiction that has a historical setting and typical features steam-powered machinery rather than advanced technology. The problem with steam, though, it requires a lot of piping and high pressure, and that's a lot of weight for a airship to lift up, though. You know, compared to what we got now. We've got sort of like mylar, we got carbon fiber, we've got fiber optics, and controlling airplanes. So don't use like wire, because as you know, copper wire is weight. Fiber optics is very light.
Water's heavy.
Yeah, and water's heavy, which you use for ballast in airships. So have we got some pictures of steampunk? Let's see if we can find some pictures. Here we go. These crazy guys with the crazy hats.
God.
Victorian steampunk. So he's part robotic. I don't know what that's meant to be on his arm though.
Interesting.
Well, I was looking for some equipment they use. So what's meant to be a hat? That looks quite happy, but they have these steampunk conventions now, don't they, in America? And they also have gatherings at their houses, and they all dress up in these fancy costumes. And a lot of them are actually functional, like they'll actually have steam, like hydraulics in them, or steam pressure or something, and they let out a shoot of steam from a gadget on their arm and stuff like that. So they come up with some crazy inventions, some of them.
It's like a plumber's convention on steroids.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's any airships, because airships and steampunk look pretty cool too. Let's try that one. Got airship come out. Let's click on that, I guess. Here we go. Steampunk one's the old Victorian. Although the pictures are pretty small. Let's see if we can get some bigger ones. There we go. That one would kind of look like a UFO if you saw that in the sky, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You'd be looking from the desert, looking upwards and thinking, what? So what else we got here? That one looks like it's going to be too heavy for that size balloon. So that one's over Arizona. That one looks like it's over Arizona here. Look, that looks like
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, yeah. Well, that one's got a Tesla thing on the front here.
Cool.
Yeah. I should do a music video with steampunk. That would be quite good.
That'd be fun.
So it's pretty some crazy airships. So there's one carrying a plane. So I suppose if you've got a puncher, you could always jump in the plane and fly away, couldn't you? So there's a good steampunk one here. That one there. It's a bit like it could come down into the sea, so it could be a combination of a boat and airship. Remember that episode I did called Egyptian Airships? There I put out a theory that maybe the Great Pyramids were used for producing hydrogen, and that they may have figured out how to make a silk or like a rice paper covering where they could capture it and have a Egyptian boat underneath. So they could travel the sea, and if they had a problem, they could always end up in the sea and then have a portable hydrogen maker using batteries like the Baghdad battery. But the theory that Easter Island saw these sky gods come down kind of sort of fit in the theory that I put forward, that maybe it was Egyptians that had higher technology. And remember they talked about having bird heads. You know, Egyptians wear those bird hats,
forest.
those crazy face masks and things.
Yeah.
So anything coming out the sky looking crazy like that, they'd see them as gods and land on Easter Island. So there may be some truth to that story. You know, they called it the bird people or something. And if you look at my episode I did on that, which is if you go find it, I'll paste it down the side if people haven't watched the theory that I put together. It's quite an exciting one, because when you start to look at where all the Great Pyramids are, they all line up with the slipstream, South America to Egypt and Asia, and it goes around the middle of the world, the globe, which you remember that they found maps of the world, ancient maps that couldn't have been they couldn't have known what the Antarctic looked like unless they had satellites. Until we had satellites, we didn't really know the outline of the coasts, and they found a detailed map of the world, which they couldn't comprehend how ancient people would have a map that detailed. So here, airship. You might gather that I haven't actually got anything planned. I'll just talk about anything that sort of comes along. Let's see. Airship. Maybe I didn't call it airship, or have I spelled it wrong? There we go. We got a live we did here back in live stream 16. It was Mojave airships. So I talk about it on that one. So maybe I'll post that one.
That's back a day, so.
Yeah, it goes back a wee way. But that's not the one I'm talking about. So. Airships. They were called mystery ships, though. There was a case in UK where they used to have them as well. Was it after World War II? I think it was after World War II. They saw these mystery airships. But what sort of gave it away is someone saw something fall from one, and they looked at it and it had sort of like it looked like a man-made part that had some franks on it. You know, like like a stamp on it in the metal, which sort of gave a German brand name. So maybe someone was mucking around with airships even after World War II. So that's did I put airship? Yeah. Let's see if I find the Egyptian one again. Pyramid, maybe. Search for pyramid. Goes back a wee way now. Way before I did live streams. This one here. Aliens, UFOs, and pyramids. I didn't actually put airship on it. I put it on the thumbnail, I think. You can only have a certain length title, of course, and the titles are what are searched on first, followed by the description sometimes. So Egypt. Well, I'll just say pyramid one. So when I show you on that, I show you all the maps and things that have been discovered and put it together into a nice, 21-minute story. So, yeah, so we're going to look up that case number if we can find it. Rogue River UFO. Sounds like Star Wars, Rogue River. Let's see, whereabouts is it first? See if we can find it on Google Map. I don't know. We got no pictures. I can't read it too. Have to zoom in. What do we got here? 1945. Well, there we go. That's the time of airships I was talking about. You know how they used to get mystery airships. A fireball on the separate nights bust the Herod Hanford plutonium production. So they got some plutonium up that way. Members of the Navy Hellcat F-6F fighter squadron in Pasco tried to intercept a fireball over the facility. So that sounds like a Foo Fighter. Or it could be a meteorite, couldn't it? Well, they wouldn't be chasing a meteorite, surely. The bright object evaded the planes and slipped away. So it sounds to me that it can't be a meteorite. But why would it be a fireball? I can't understand why some UFOs would be fireballs.
Yeah, I've never understood that myself.
Like have flames on the outside of your craft doesn't sort of make sense unless it's like the space shuttle when it comes into the atmosphere and gets very hot. But that doesn't have flames though, does it? I guess it does.
Oh, wait a minute, way up there. I mean, way up there.
Does the friction cause some igniting of the gas? That's a good question. Let's see. What's their flames? Does re-entry cause flames? I know it causes a lot of heat. I've put them right. I don't know what keys are working here. Re-entry cause flames. Direct friction upon the re-entry object is not the main cause of shock layer heating. It is caused mainly from isentropic heating of the air molecules within the compression wave. Oh, sounds really scientific there, doesn't it?
Isentropic heat.
Atmospheric entry. Well, we could have a look at the wiki. They say never trust a wiki page, though. Says 4 watching there, 2 on the main screen. Not sure what that's about. Let's just reload that. Remember to do the thumbs up, like what we're doing here. So, Let's have a look. Is it going to scroll for us? So it does kind of look like flames, though, doesn't it? Mars rover. But that's an artist rendering. Once I see a video of re-entry, really. We know meteorites burst into flames like fireballs. So, but they got different chemicals and elements in it, right? So, and they break up, and they got ice in them, and probably hydrogen and stuff embedded in, which would burst into flames, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. There's so much to learn, so much that there's not enough time to learn it all. Atmospheric drag and aerodynamic heating can cause atmospheric breakup capable of completely disintegrating small objects. These forces may cause objects with lower compressive strength to explode. Crew space vehicles must be slowed to a subsonic speed before parachutes or the air brakes may be deployed. Such vehicles have kinetic energies typically between 50 and 1800 megajoules, and atmospheric dissipation is only dissipation. It's the only way of expending the kinetic energy. The amount of rocket fuel required to slow the SpaceX do it then.
Good question.
Yeah. So does that mean that the SpaceX rockets only go up a certain distance? So they got 1/3 left for the rockets to come back down? I guess so. And they don't seem to go up very high, do they, before we see them coming back down?
No, not really.
You can see it with people zooming on the camera. You can see it sort of coming off already. So I'm not sure how many thousands it would be. 80,000 feet probably. Because when you see a plane in the sky, remember we're sort of shocked when we did that UFO MUFON case with the airplane going over the road, 75. How low it looked. People were saying it was probably a banner plane, but it was actually a plane at 30,000 feet, and it looked pretty low down. Maybe because it was not a really flat road. Maybe it was sort of on a hill, you know. I don't know. Right. And distance, you know, the curvature of the Earth and all that sort of business, you know, slight curvature. So I reckon it must be. Well, let's find out. Another question would be, when do the second stage rockets come off SpaceX? How high SpaceX release? How high SpaceX release? Is it second stage? I suppose you call it second stage. Well, it's booster rockets. Be like 80,000 feet, I think. Is it going to tell us straight away without reading pages? How many times has SpaceX reused a rocket? Who have we got on the side here? Ben. Getting ready to go on Radio Jacks. Yeah, I saw him post that. I thought it might conflict with mine. You're in Las Vegas there, Decatur. Oh well, have fun on the radio. I don't know what you're going to talk about though. He hasn't got him archived yet, has he? So I generally will listen to him on YouTube, but going to a web page and playing a player is not really what I do. You know, listen to it in real time, whatever. Right. I like to listen to it, and then if it gets a bit boring, you want to skim a bit and whatever, you know.
Amen.
So yeah, we're trying to find out when the rockets on SpaceX return. how high up it normally is. I was hoping it's going to be a quick one, but it might be in the blurb here. Oh, okay, it's quite a lot of blurb. Oh, what's going on? Looks like I clicked on the image. Yeah, some web pages take forever to come down when you're live streaming. We're sort of like hitting 90% at the moment. So whereabouts does it say? Anywhere about height? I would say it'd have to be at least 80,000 feet when they separate. What's the edge of space? It's got to be more than 80,000. What's 80,000 feet in miles? I think space is 100 kilometers above us. If you go 100 kilometers above, I've covered it before, but I keep forgetting the stats. So, orbit. How far above Earth is orbit?
The car, yes, on the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space, 60 miles deeper sea level, or 100 kilometers.
Median Earth orbit says here. Geocentric orbits ranging in altitude from 2,000. That's 2,000 kilometers. 1,200 miles to just geostationary orbit of 36,000 kilometers. Oh, here we go. Talks about 100 miles. That's where I got it from here. Low Earth orbits, geocentric orbits with altitudes from 160 to 2,000 kilometers. So basically, you're in free float about 160 or 100 miles. 100 miles. That makes sense. So, how far can your eyes see on a camera when they separate? It doesn't look like it's that high up. So it's got to be more than 80,000 feet then, surely. But that's all the different rockets are done here. Falcon 9, I think it was. One of the extra rockets on it. Oh, there it is here. Falcon Heavy, they call it. Heavy. Which to me looks like it's like a Falcon 9. 2 Falcon 9s strapped either side, which come down and land. And the Falcon Heavy looks like it's one of these ones here. So it's combined it together.
Well, which ones are actually...
But we still haven't found when they separate, which is what we're after. Approaching Mach 6. Reusable Falcon 9 rocket would occur 2 kilometers per second. Sounds crazy. Would occur at velocity approximately Mach 6. And what's that one down there? But still haven't found what we're after when it separates. Probably a lot of reading here. Just want a quick answer. Well, I know they can see planes at 30,000 feet or 38,000 feet, especially in using a Nikon P900 with a telephoto on. And we certainly see contrails. Remember, when you see a plane fly overhead, you see the big contrails. So they sort of start off thin and sort of expand, though. And but you can see it with your own eyes at 38,000 feet. So SpaceX has got to be at least double that, I would have thought. But I'm not seeing it here unless someone can find it and post it in the side chat for us. But it would be nice to know. Let's see, probably got to use the right keywords here. Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy maybe. Booster. When do usable rockets return? You think it'd be an easy one to pop up, wouldn't you? Maybe you have to put altitude in. Heavy altitude. Second stage, maybe. Is it called second stage, though? I don't think it is. I think when it gets into space, it's second stage, isn't it? Come on, John. You meant to have all the answers.
Oh, yeah, right. Ha! Please.
Booster rockets, are they called, or what? Booster height. Here we go. No. Now, does it tell us here? The height in feet, the heavy rocket, this translates to about 70 meters tall. Payload size capable of the Falcon Heavy rocket is equivalent to 34,000 kilograms. Yeah, just not seeing the answer. Yes, if you go to my YouTube page, the About tab has all the links there.
You go check. Be right back.
Twitter page. But if you go to my YouTube channel, we get onto some MUFON cases in a minute too as well. But we seem to look at something and then want to know something else, and we sort of jump to different researchers and sort of tie it all back together, so it makes sense. So yeah, up at the top here, there's links to various things, including Discord. We've got a Discord server. That's what we're using for John at the moment, but you can join there for regular chats and posting links that you want to have a look at. But the About tab is where it all is listed down the bottom. There's all the links. So I'll just post that link there with the About tab already selected for you. And it has all the things you want to know. So, but we're still trying to find out the answer to these booster rockets. I think Google has become less good with the searches. It used to be things to put up stuff that you're not really after. Needs to be
because everyone's go first. That's why.
Yeah, they want to put CNN stories first, the mainstream media stories first, instead of regular people like me. When SpaceX rockets separate, try that. Rockets separate. You think that would come up? Separation. That might find it. So rocket separation. Second stage. Second stage recovery. So they do call it second stage, do they? With the successful launch of the Bangabandhu 1 satellite, the final version of the Falcon 9 rocket has finally become operational. Technical accomplishment is recovering the entire Falcon 9 rockets. Still not getting the answer we want. Oh, I might have to come back to it. We've got to find that UFO case.
Look.
Well, we need more people out there joining in the research, and then we can piece it all together. Yeah, what was that?
Oh, yeah!
All right, it's playing something here. Playing the launch of the rocket. Could hear some music or screaming going on. Okay. We'll see you then, mate. Whereabouts were you? Vegas, was it? Yeah. Cool. So that's a YouTube page. It's linked to there. But we still haven't found the answer we wanted. There's got to be a simple breakdown diagram, maybe. Let's see. Image where the rockets separate and it tells you how high up it is. Something like this one here. Let's see what we can see on this. Oh, it's very small. Very small indeed.
Yeah, it is.
And let's see what else we got. So we normally see that in the skies, but where's the rocket separation curve? There, wasn't it? So that's got to be like 80,000 feet, surely. So they do separate in the outer orbit, though, by the looks of that picture there, though. But we wouldn't see it like that in the sky like that, though. Looks like separation happens there, and it fires the other rocket and carries on into space. Maybe that is the edge of space there. Maybe we can see that far. Maybe, because it creates so much water vapor gas coming out of it, maybe it's so visible.
Well, that could
be. We need some rocket scientists joining us. So what do we got here? They call it first stage booster. First stage main rocket. So it's just amazing. You get all that heat when they combine hydrogen and oxygen together. You get all that heat and all that water that's as a byproduct. They used to say when they used to launch the space shuttle rockets that it used to rain soon after, because all this forms clouds which start raining the water back down, which is quite amazing. So there's another one where the rockets have come down, I think. So let's have a look. Sometimes you can see the rockets. Is that where the rockets start coming down? Is that the rockets coming down here? I think it is. They separate, don't they? And then they sort of fly backwards, downwards with the nose up, and then the rest of the rocket goes up. Sort of spirals up, by the looks of it. Might have to do some more of that another time, all about SpaceX. So here we go. It's got atmosphere here. So Does look like it separates just in space there and then comes back down. Gas thrusters and steerable engines control the landing. Second stage leaves first stage behind and into orbit. Payload separation. So that goes up higher altitude. But what do we got down the side here? Does it tell us the altitude? That would be really good if it did have, but obviously it doesn't. We want to know what that does about there. Anyway, I think we have to leave that to get people thinking out there anyway. But we're trying to figure out, yeah, does it create flames? And it looks like it creates a lot of heat, but is it flames? Because we're trying to figure out why UFOs were on fire. That's how we sort of started. So why would a UFO have flames around it? We can understand meteorites having flames because it's made up of all these different chemicals. Like it's got, as you know, fireworks. When you fire fireworks up in the atmosphere and make them hot, they turn into all these nice sparkly colors. Now, a meteorite's the same. It's got all these different. It's got iron in there, so it's going to create a. What's iron create? It creates a red color, doesn't it? Iron oxide. Fireworks colors. You can type firework colors in. We're sort of sidetracking again, but different metals create different colors. You see, firework colors. I'm not sure if that's the correct term that we need to use, but might work. Here we go. It is strontium salts and lithium salts. Okay, orange is calcium salts. Gold is incandescence of iron with carbon. So gold color, that's yellow, I guess. Yellow is actually sodium. So that's dark yellow, then gold. White is hot metals such as magnesium and aluminium. And green hasn't got listed. Well, that's pretty sucky. It's probably a chart that we can look at here. There we go. That one there looks good. Why is it not working? Well, there's quite a lot of charts there, actually. That one looks the most condensed one. So let's have a look, zoom in on that one. So these are all the different colors that you see in fireworks. So green is barium salts, which is what people said that chemtrails have. Blue is copper salts. Who would have thought copper turns blue?
I know for not too much.
Yeah, copper. Purple is combination of copper and strontium. Silver, magnesium. Yep, and white is magnesium, aluminium. So yeah, but they are good ones. Those big ones, they fire up in the air and they explode into these big ones. You can feel the compression wave as it comes back down towards you and it hits you in the chest. And if you're really close to it, like you've got a house next to a fairground where they're letting them off, it will rattle the windows and drive all the animals crazy in the house. But yeah, but we still don't know why a UFO would be on fire. It's a good question. Let's see if anyone else has asked that. Why? If I can see what I'm typing, I should really click on that thing here. home. And just this super big Google one. That's better. That should be the default. I'm not sure if you can get it to do that automatically without clicking the home button. Why would a UFO be a fireball? To me, that makes no sense. If it's man-made objects that's on flaming around the outside for some reason, that would make more sense to me. Like if it's like traveling so fast that it's heating up, and it's like the space shuttle where it's creating those the atmosphere to heat up and sort of create those flames. I don't know if it's flames though. Probably have to find a video of a space shuttle coming down where they're filming the cockpit road the US government. We sort of got sidetracked here, but we'll have a look. T45. History.com, that latest episode from Project Blue Book, is it?
You know, I haven't watched that yet. Have you?
Yeah, I'll watch it. It's okay. It's okay, but it's not accurate. It's more like X-Files, you know. Green fireballs are a type of unidentified flying object which has been sighted in the sky since late 1940s. Early sightings primarily occurred in the southwestern United States. So that would be Oregon. That's western. Well, that's northwestern though, isn't it, Oregon?
Yeah, that's northwestern.
So southwestern would be where you are, Arizona.
Yep.
So, particularly in Mexico, it says here. So it's even further south of you. They were once of notable concern to the US government because they were often clustered around sensitive research and military installations. But what's down at Mexico there? White Sands?
White Sands is in New Mexico,
Yeah.
east of Arizona.
So that's sort of next door to you.
Correct.
But what would be in Mexico though? Military. US military in Mexico?
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't.
Research military installations such as Los Alamos.
New Mexico.
Los Alamos, what's that?
That's in New Mexico.
Oh, here we
by
go.
White State.
Oh, it's a big place. National Laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like it's as big as New Zealand.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's quite big. And got this one here, San Diego. Oh, we haven't got a picture of it. Okay.
That's also.
Meteorite expert Mr. Lincoln LaPaz headed much of the investigation into the fireballs on behalf of the military. LaPaz's conclusion was that the objects displayed too many anomalous characteristics to be a type of meteor, and instead were artificial, perhaps secret Soviet spy devices. But why would it be on fire? You wouldn't be able to see. You wouldn't aim a camera through a lot of fire and flames to be able to record anything, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
But again, is why would the objects be on fire? You know, why would they be sort of green fireballs? It's got to be some type of energy or field around it. But how do they see where they're going if it's got this green energy field around it? If it's a craft in the middle, it gets you thinking anyway.
So many questions. Gee, first, Wally.
Yeah, that's the thing. We got more questions than answers. So maybe just keep it that size. Let's see. Green fireballs were seen by many people of high repute, including the Paz distinguished Los Alamos scientist, Kirtland Air Force Base. So have we got a picture of that one? It's not popping up. This is. It's actually just a picture of a plane. Why is it not coming up now? Oh, stupid Google. Here we go. Picture of a plane. Yeah. Wanted a picture of the location. Still loading. Crazy system. It's got really big for some reason. 175. Why did we make it so big? 150. That's probably better. So where's all our side chatters? Robert, he's got no excuse for not being on here. And where's Gerard? Is he working at lunchtime? He could pop in for 5 minutes and say hello. He might have some answers for us. They may have come across in their books what theory was for green fireballs, or green fireballs have been given natural, man-made, and extraterrestrial origins, become associated with both the Cold War and ufology because of extensive government paper trail. Phenomenon. Many ufologists considered the green fireballs to be among the best documented examples of UFOs. Early fireballs came from late November 1948, but were at first dismissed as military green flares. Okay. Then on the night of December 1948, two separate plane crews, one military, C-47, and a let's see, Chevron, Captain Someone, 10 miles east of Albuquerque, and one civilian DC-3, which is a really old-looking plane, isn't it?
That is. God.
It's not going to pop up for us. C-47. East of Las Vegas, New Mexico, each asserted that they have seen a green ball of fire. The C-47 crew had seen an artificial object 22 minutes before near Las Vegas. Military crew described the light as like a huge green meteor, except it arced upwards and then flat instead of downwards. The civilian crew described the light as having a trajectory too low that a flat and too flat for a meteorite or meteor. Remember, meteorite is when it actually does landfall. So when it hits the ground, it's now a meteorite. At the first, abreast and ahead of them, then appeared to come straight at them. That sounds a bit like the Irish sighting, but we've actually got pictures of it sort of looking like a meteorite fireball that sort of skimmed off the Earth and went back out into space. So, but that wasn't green. The ones we saw on camera from the Irish Sea were actually white and orange and yellow on the video. So green ones, I've never seen a green one in the skies here in New Zealand. When I'm walking the dog, you sometimes get a flash of light in the sky. It's always bright orange coming down. So yeah, green is a really strange one. Yeah, with green fireworks, the great green color. Yeah. Somehow I don't think it would be like a craft covered in that's burning fragments of strontium or whatever it is off the skin of the craft, creating sparks like a fireworks. So yeah, because that means you'd have to replace the skin quite a lot. You'd have to spray paint it or whatever. Right. You get friction on the space shuttle, but they didn't replace the tiles all the time, did they? They got reused. They kept the tiles reusable. Right. No, they didn't burn down to nothing. They sort of heated up, didn't they? And the air friction around is what caused the flames. So, so we need to get back down to this story here. Two AFOSI investigators, both of whom were experienced pilots, witnessed a green fireball while flying an aircraft the evening of December 5th. They said it was 2,000 feet, which is 610 meters above their craft, roughly resembling the green flames commonly used by the Air Force, though much more intense. Green flares, I mean, yep. I don't think I've seen green flares. I've seen red ones and I've seen white ones. What's green flares look like? Have you seen green flares down? Because you got a lot of military happening down there.
Oh, they may have that stuff going on the outside.
Well, here's some pictures of green flares. That's pretty damn bright, though.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. So if you're going to be a UFO flying around with that green color, you're going to stand out like a...
I think so.
What's that saying? Stand out like a tomcat's... What's it?
Please.
So there's a green fireball here. Is it flare? VS flares. I think they must be for SOS ones, mostly, wouldn't they? Signal flare. And what's green flares used for? I think it'd have to be signals, surely.
You would certainly see those.
What's used for? I think they'd use it for, you know, how they create artificial landing strips in the desert and they just lay it in a row. It'd be used for that sort of thing, I would have thought. Green flares, what's used for? Distress flares. That one's not green, though. Is it illegal to set off flares? No. Football fans, smoke bombs. Road flares used for. Green versus red flares. Let's have a look at that. I would have said green was more visible than red, but anyway. What's it saying here? In the process of replacing flares, and notice that now many brands are offering red and green versions of the same flare. Anyone have green flares? So that's my question too, mate. I've seen red, but it's green. I've heard of green flares before. This is the phenomenon called the Perkin shift. Perkin. Where your eyes become more sensitive to the red end of the spectrum in darker conditions. So maybe a green flare is better for daytime conditions. Okay. I think the issue is not whether certain colors might be more visible, but rather different colors have different meanings. That's what I think too. So everyone's asking all the same questions. I've heard of white collision flares and red distress, but I have read seem to indicate that green was just another color for distress. Well, it does seem to be, doesn't it? This is one of the ads I saw from a US retailer. 8 green aerial stars ejected to 60 meters. So that's distress when they eject from their handheld up to 60 meters. Compact personal distress signal for day and night use. Visible for 5 miles, increasing to 10 miles at nighttime. Stars burned for 6 seconds at 3,000 candle power. So equivalent to 3,000 candles all burning at the same time, I mean. You may be correct, and military green flares are used as a recall to indicate safety. Not too sure. Maybe that's why they use them to light up an airline's a landing strip. Safety. The fact that green flares cause confusion here is probably a good indication that you should avoid them. Everyone knows that if you see a red flare, it means emergency. So we still haven't got the answer here. It's a frustrating day. We've been looking for the answers and no one else seems to know the answers. Maybe someone has down the bottom. Coast Guard? What's that about Coast Guard? It's actually the reverse. Eye becomes more sensitive to the blue end of the spectrum when dark, adapted, and spectral response peaks in green. See isotopic response curves. So that's what I thought too. So a bit strange for a UFO to be so visible. So what's that saying about red? Diode lasers have been around in low to moderate versions for more than a decade. Laser pointers, however, is certainly 3 years that they managed to make a cost-effective green frequency doubled diode laser with any sort of power. January 13, 1949, the following message was sent to the Director of Army Intelligence from the 4th Army Headquarters in Texas. Agencies in New Mexico are greatly concerned. Some foreign power may be making sensitive shots with some super stratosphere device designed to be disintegrating. The following may be the result of radiological warfare experiments by the foreign power. So that's my questions. The alien UFOs, it's more likely to be man-made ones, the green fireballs. The rays may be lethal or maybe the course of experiments by foreign power. The rays may be, oh no, must have skipped a line there. Plane crashes that have occurred recently. Doesn't make sense. My eyes are a wee bit blurry, unfortunately, today. I'm just trying to focus on it. The film may be the result of radiological warfare experiments by foreign power or the cause of plane crashes. These incidents are of such great importance, especially as they are occurring in the vicinity of sensitive installations, that a scientific board should be sent to study the situation. On January 30th, the brightest and most widely seen green fireball sighting occurred near Roswell, New Mexico. The next day, the FBI was informed by, and that's the one on the Project Blue Book episode, isn't it? Next day, the FBI was informed by Army and Air Force intelligence that flying saucers and fireballs were classified top secret. La Paz interviewed hundreds of witnesses with help from the FBI and military intelligence, and again tried to recover fragments by triangulation trajectory, but once again unsuccessful. After his own sighting and interviewing numerous witnesses, La Paz had concluded the green fireballs were an artificial phenomenon. So, what could they be? That's a good question. Could it be something natural, like fireballs?
I don't know what they could be, though.
Earth lights. And don't you have earth lights over there? What they call it, the Martha lights. Have you seen the Martha lights yourself?
Texas, yeah.
Have you been there and seen them yourself, though?
No.
So that's something you should do.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
I want you to go there, film it, and bring it to the channel. So in the future, that's something you could probably do. You could go to all these different spots and bring it to the Out Here channel. You could share your videos with us. That would be quite a good thing to do, actually.
Well, I will be more.
Yeah, and you need to get a drone. You need to learn to fly a drone.
I almost.
You're breaking up. You almost bought one, yeah.
Yeah, but to get a really good one, it's you're looking at $4,000 easy. A really good one.
Well, you better afford that before long, won't you?
Yeah, if it's a priority.
I know Mike has one. He uses it for his channel. You know who I'm talking about, Mojave Mysteries channel.
No, I'm not familiar with that person.
Well, I tried to get him to come on to talk to us, but he hasn't shown up. And I thought like today would be the perfect time for him to show up and give his channel a plug. But I really want to. We could ask him questions. He goes around and gets stories and writes it into books. So he would be a good one to get on the show, and we could ask him questions.
Right.
Well, maybe you can even tag along with him. Maybe he goes out in the desert. He goes on these desert hikes a lot, and yeah, I suppose he might be a bit fitter than us. I don't know if he's got a bad back or anything, but if you've got a bad back, you can't hike very much without being in lots of pain.
That's not so much my back; it's my feet from the neuropathy. Since I can't feel them very well, I kind of stumble around.
Mm-hmm. By April 1949, similar sightings were reported over a nuclear weapons storage facility. So that's the Project Blue Book one there, because it was a weapon. Intrusions were deemed so serious, unlike the Air Force. The Army quickly set up an observation network. On July 24th, a green fireball was observed falling close to Socorro. Not Socorro again. Dust samples were collected at the School of can't quite see Mines. School of Mines. They were found to contain large particles of copper. Oh, was it copper that was on that chart? I should have left it open, shouldn't I? Copper. Where's the chart again? Was it green for copper? I thought it was the other one. Strontium or something. Which one was it? Fireworks. That one there, I think. Green. Click that one. Oh no, it's finally come up. Yeah, sod. So green. What is it again? Barium. Barium is green. Barium. No copper there. Copper was blue. Yeah, copper was blue and green, purple and blue, and green is barium. So that sort of doesn't make sense why it'd be green if they found copper. Found large particles of copper. Lapans found this highly significant since copper burns with the same yellow color. Well, that's not what our fireworks chat says. That doesn't make sense there then. Copper particles came from green fireworks. Hang on. Fireballs, they could be meteoritic origin. So it could be meteorites with a strange mixture of chemicals in it then. But it doesn't explain why they would sap around and then suit up, unless it was sort of like creating a thrust as it burns, and it gives it a burst into a different directory, keeps it level or something, you know.
Right.
They said level flight before, didn't they? Does copper really burn green? Because that's not what the firework chat's saying. Burn green. Unless the firework chat's wrong. Here it is. It says blue-green. When you burn a skewer tip coated with copper sulfate, when metal copper is burned, it makes a bluish green. So yes, a bit different to what the chart was saying. It was saying bright blue and purple. Let's see, there was some other charts here. What's that one say? Where was it here? This one looks interesting. Yeah, can't read it though. That's why you got to check multiple pages just in case one's wrong. Still not very big, is it? Green, barium. That's matching the same as the other one. Blue is copper. Copper. Silver. Magnesium is silver. And aluminium. And red is strontium. Calcium is orange. Anyway. So that wiki's not quite right, saying it's green. Blue-green. But yeah, it looks like it goes on a bit here with the green fireballs anyway. So if a green fireball was seen and crashed, right, that's not going to be an alien craft. Obviously, they didn't find any debris of an alien craft, according to this guy. Right. But they found particles of copper. So it kind of sounds like it's a natural thing. Instrument developed, and Project Twinkle was born. The first instrument post consisted of 2 offices. Was established at Hello Man Air Force Base, 1950. Only one other instrument post was ever set up. Project Twinkle as inadequate, arguing that the green fireballs were worthy of intensive systematic investigation. Isn't that always the case, though? Maybe they were studying them, just that he didn't know about it. You know, the secret departments they set up, the government that we just found out with To the Stars.
Right.
Anyway, let's see. Opinions. Here we go. Spoke to various scientists, technicians, all of whom had experienced green fireball sightings. None of them believed that they had a conventional explanation, such as a new natural phenomenon. So they didn't believe it was natural, secret government project, or physiological enlarged meteorites. Instead, the scientists speculated that they were extraterrestrial probes projected into our atmosphere from a spaceship. But why would they be green fireballs? Seems very strange. Hovering several hundred miles above the Earth. Man, we got so much to find out still. However, such opinions were apparently not unanimous. Immediately afterwards, that some people, including Dr. Joseph Kaplan and Edward Teller, thought that the green fireballs were natural meteors, but he didn't think so. Lepastin, he reiterated the various anomalous characteristics which led him to believe that the fireballs were artificial. Yeah, I don't know. Could it be like a Soviet satellite that's released something in the atmosphere for experiment over America? See if they could maybe block their radar or something like that. Who knows? Could well be, you know. Even though there was meant to be space was meant to be free from warfare, looks like it's going back to the opposite direction now with Star Wars program in space. 2 fireballs after Project Twinkle. Well, heck, when's the last one we saw then? Because obviously, that if it was related to Soviet Cold War experiments, it's got to be no fireballs since. So, when was the last date here? I'm sure yellow-green fireballs aren't ordinary meteorite falls. I've been observing the sky since 1914 and never seen any meteoritic fireballs like them. Dr. J. Hynek in March 1965, Lopez told Hynek that one had been reported as recently as the previous Christmas. So it goes all the way back to 1964 then, according to that. Recent theory of green fireballs was introduced in Robert Hastings' 2008 book UFOs and Nukes. Although it had been a concern from the beginning to military intelligence that the sightings seemed concentrated near sensitive nuclear facilities. Have you got a nuclear facility down your way, Bo?
We have the largest nuclear power generating plant just west of Phoenix. Does that count?
Yeah, I guess it would. How long has that been there?
I don't know, about 25 years, I guess. It supplies California with lots and lots of power. Arizona doesn't see a drop of the power that it generates.
So you're talking about the 1990s, so that's way after the fireballs, though. So 1964 was the last one, they reckon. Which would be at the end of the Soviet War era back then, wouldn't it? When was the Cold War finished with? 1960s, it had to be, because that was when peace and flower power and all that sort of coming. And Vietnam War started, wasn't it? And all those other ones, the Korean War.
Yeah, Korean War was in the in late 40s, early 50s, and then Vietnam was in.
Well, you're cutting out a bit today. I'm not sure why you're cutting out all the time. I'm not sure how it's recording. I sort of get half a word for some reason. Have you played around with settings, or?
Nope, I haven't changed a thing.
You haven't got a headset mic, have you? Which sort of helps, I think.
No.
It keeps the volume constant from your face. Well, if you're away, the software is auto amping up the microphone to be able to keep the level the same. I don't think it works so well. It cuts out a lot. I think that's half the problem. Can you plug in a headset in an iPad, though? I don't think you can.
Yeah, I can. Just choose not to, since it's just us.
Mm. Do you move around when you're talking, or are you sort of same distance?
I'm stable. Nothing's changing.
So you're all right now, but before you're breaking up, maybe you're moving.
Couldn't be your computer, could it, Paul?
No, the CPU's hanging around about 70%. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. You sound all right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, green fireballs. I've sort of had enough of fireballs. But yeah, I want to get space shuttle entry, see if we can see some flames. There must be a NASA video of some sort here. NASA space shuttle. Don't they have a shield that goes over, so you wouldn't be able to see? I don't think you can see the flames. What's it not working? Kaput. Re-entry. Double characters in. Sometimes I push a key and I get double T or double R, or from inside the cockpit. That's what we want to see. Full cockpit re-entry and landing. SDS 115. Oh, it goes on for an hour and 15. Well, let's have a look at the first one. So I can see some flames there. Let's see if we can open it up. So we're talking about old camera tech back then. Well, we're not exactly seeing flames or anything.
Really?
No. Not like you see in the movies. I think that's where we see it in the movies, isn't it? Yeah, it didn't seem very exciting there. You know, in the movies, when you see the movies on sci-fi, so they're coming down, it's got the flames lapping across the windows.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't try cockpit, but outside view. I'm not sure how you get outside view though. Re-entry video. Here we go. That might be telephoto lens on it. There we go. That's inside the cockpit. Well, there we go. We got some flames happening here. But it's not really flames, though, is it?
No.
It's like a
ionized gases from the.
It's like a neon light as it heats up or something. The gases creates light.
Ionized gases, correct.
I was trying to figure out the word yesterday. It wasn't neon. Fluorescent tube, was it? What's the gas lights called? I don't think they're fluorescent.
Well, they're both gas, really. Both excited by electricity.
So I thought they might have shields go over the windows to protect the windows, because there would be glass, wouldn't they? Glazed, quad glazed, or what do you call it? Triple glazed.
Yeah, they can definitely see out the windows.
Yeah. So well, want an outside view really. Want a shot from the camera. Takes a while to come down then. Telephoto. Special re-entry. Telephoto. Here we go. Splashdown. Colombia, that's where it broke up and killed all the people.
That's sad.
Well, there's not too much footage here. So the movies that we see where it's got flames lapping up the outside, that's definitely got to be wrong. It's actually just ionized gas. Oh, what's this? This is going to be a space shuttle.
Whee!
That's the booster rocket coming down.
Yes, it is.
Free fall. Oh, look how fast it's going. Oh, it's got a parachute. Slowing it down now. And of course, SpaceX now lands at rocket engines. Which is kind of surprising that SpaceX could do it, but NASA couldn't do it with all the government funding. So a private company had to do it. Comes into the sea. There we go, puts it out, cools it down pretty quick.
It's amazing NASA will accomplish anything.
Well, they only accomplished it because of German scientist paperclip.
I agree.
I don't want to do a Vimeo one. Oh, I suppose we could. What's that one? Oh, well. So it's not really flames then. Copper. Well, moving on, I guess. So we're still looking for this case. We still got sidetracked on green fireballs. And we're looking for this case. What is it called now? River UFO. He doesn't even list a year number. Is there a year number there? Very sneaky. Okay. No year number. So it might be one we have to look at sometime. What's his name? Maccabee. Probably. Here we go. Rogue River, Bruce Maccabee, NICAP. Let's have a look. Oh, small and lots of printing. An assessment of the UFO sighting at Rogue River. Here we go, we got a number. May 24th, 1949. Prologue. This is a discussion of one of the most credible and most detailed visual-only UFO sightings that has ever occurred. Most visual sightings have some doubt as to their veracity and whether or not the reported phenomenon can be explained as some mundane phenomenon or other, uncertainly arising because of either self-consistency problems, apparent inconsistency of the sighting information concerning the credibility of witnesses. However, the multiple witnesses' daylight sighting of a pancake-shaped flying object looked more like a surfboard to me. So what's this thing on the back here? Is that meant to be a fin? Equivalent to a patch, it reckons, on the top here. That doesn't sound like a surfboard though, doesn't it? Because surfboards have fiber patches on them when they get broken or chipped. That's kind of weird. But anyway. What else we got here? Pancake-shaped flying object. An excellent example of testimony that leaves little extra to be desired. The two key witnesses were employees of a defense lab, the NACA, Misc Aeronautical Research Laboratory near San Francisco. NACA stands for National Advisory Committee on Aeronautics. It was the predecessor of NASA. Okay. Predecessor of NASA. The reported sighting to the security office of the laboratory, and security office reported the sighting to Air Force. The case was not reported to the local media, radio or TV. Apparently, the witness told Air Force that no one else. Author's note: should anyone find a report of this sighting in newspaper, I would be grateful to be able to view a initial report was made to the workplace security officer of two of the witnesses. A subsequent investigation was undertaken by the Air Force. No evidence that would impugn. I just say that word. Impugn.
Yes.
What's the voice thing say?
Impugn.
Impugn. the witness testimony was found. I wonder if we can right click and say, what does that mean? We don't have one, do we? Google Translate. When I right click, what is it for Forest, or whatever it's called? Impugn, what does it mean? What's it in laypersons? Dispute the truth, valid honesty of statement or motive, call into. So we're not going to call into question the witness. A witness testimony was found by one of the OSI investigators, and this explanation was accepted as the official explanation by the staff of the Project Blue Book. Yet this did not convince the scientist. My sinus has gone. At the Battley Memorial Institute, Columbus, who studied the case, it's quite long sentences, and concluded that it was one of the 12 most descriptive of the unexplained sightings. They were reported between 1947 and the end of 1952. Failed to identify. There we go, blimp. Witness failed to identify the blimp. The potential explanation is discussed in appendix thing. So that's what I was saying about a lot of backyard inventors were mucking around with different airship designs. And having a patch on it kind of suggests maybe it crashed and they patched it up and sent it up in the sky again. You know?
Right.
But why would it be pancake shape? Perhaps they were trying hydrogen still rather than helium, which can lift more weight, but you need less of it. But it's got no engines on it, which is kind of strange. But it could be in the back of this fin thing here they got.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't
see it properly. I don't know. Looks kind of skew whiff to me. The fin here looks like it's on an angle. You know, it's going out from the center to the edge. A surfboard kite could well be. My conclusion is that this sighting could only have been a observation of the real thing. Well, we're not denying it's not real that they saw. That is a true UFO or TRUFO, an object that, after an in-depth investigation, cannot be identified as any known object thing. So yeah, it could be one of those backyard inventors with airship designs. Back in that day, 1952, that was when they saw some of these types of mysterious airships in the UK as well, just after the war. 1947 to 52. Project Blue Book Special Report Case 10, sighting near Rogue River. So it was a Project Blue Book, that one. That's where he's got it from. This is from Project Blue Book. So I might just bookmark that page in case we want to go back to it. 1949. And he's got a P. Project Blue Book PB reports probably are. Let's see what it comes up with. Oh, time's flying. 2 hours on this. I was only going to bring it up and mention, but we ended up looking at it. But that's all right. It's an old case. Something different anyway. So many people like that out there to find cases like this, and we can spend time looking at it on UFO Lives. But I don't know how many pages is this, but you can see how slow it's coming down. 310. The Project Blue Book Archive. So that's a whole lot, is it? Looks like it. Oh, that's quite an interesting link. I thought that was all copyrighted, so you couldn't get it anymore.
Who knows? God.
There's so much reading here, though. Conspiracy and evaluation of object sightings. This goes on and on. Chi-square test of known versus what's that say? Unknowns on the basis of duration of observation. Chi-square. Some sort of mathematical thing. I was thinking of that verb. Was it Chai Chang or whatever it is?
Oh, yeah.
Chai Chi. But you can see how bad this has been scanned in. This some of it's not really clear. Mid 1940s. So I'll post that PDF if anyone else wants to have a look through that. But I don't think we got time for it this session anyway. So what else was on this page? And I'll put the full page here. What's it called? Rogue River. So I'm having to breathe through my mouth while I'm talking, which is quite hard to do when you get a blocked nose. It's really annoying.
That's why I wasn't on the other night.
Yeah, but you don't do too much talking though. Like I have to do a lot of talking. What else is on this page here? The search for I had to go on was presented in the SR14 summary. So that's in that PDF, I guess. So I guess that page here is from that summary. In there somewhere in the 300 pages. Hasn't got a page number, has it? It doesn't look like it. So, cool stuff. Here we go. Page from SR14. Oh, that looks different to what he's got there. That definitely looks like a blimp. Doesn't it? A blimp with a... Doesn't look very flat to me. What angle are we looking at here? Underneath? But it's got a row of lights like a plane. Again, that looks just like those stealth blimps that we talked about. Government experiment. Remember that guy was saying a triangle was flying overhead and it had it was like 4 stories high. What live was that? About 4 or 5 lives back. And we were talking about stealth blimps. So on the top it looks like that, and underneath it looks like this, obviously. Oh, here we go. 2 together there. So if that's the top of it, why can't we see the row of windows here on this edge here? I think John has left us again. Probably talking to his mother.
I had to give Mom her meds.
All right. Yeah, we're just looking at the picture here. Here's the picture that he got it from. Oh. So what I'm trying to figure out, that's obviously from underneath here, even though it doesn't say bottom. Unless it's in the fine print. Did glasses have filter? So what's it saying here? An employee in the supersonic laboratory of an astronautical laboratory and some other employees of the lab were by the river 2.5 miles from its mouth when they saw an object. The time was about 1700 hours, which is obviously military time, which is 5 o'clock in the evening. Right. Observed by naked eye. However, he then looked at it with 8 power binoculars at metallic construction. Was a metallic construction and was seen with good enough resolution to show that the sky was dirty. Yeah. The sky was dirty. Moved off in a horizontal flight at a gradual incline, I guess, rate of speed until it seemed to approach the speed. So if it was the abnormal speed for a blimp to travel at the speed of a jet, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Although, what's a jet fly at? Passenger jets. 800 miles an hour? No, it can't be going that fast, can it? I think it's 300 when it's taxiing, isn't it? Flying into the airport. Now, how fast passenger jet fly? Let's see how many characters come up. 500 knots. There we go. Which is what I just said, wasn't it? 800 to 900 kilometers per hour. Or 500 to 600 miles per hour. So, what's the maximum speed of a blimp? How fast can blimp fly? So that tells me it's got to be an experimental blimp if it's some sort of experimental blimp. Stealth blimp. 50 miles per hour or 73 miles per hour. So that's a good year blimp. That's way slow, isn't it? That's 1/5 the speed of a jet. So that sort of gives us an idea. What else was there to read on that? Until it seemed to approach the speed of a jet before it disappeared. No propulsion was apparent. Time of observation was 2.5 to 3 minutes. Shame they didn't get it on camera or film. But I guess if you got some sort of experimental engine on that tail fin here, and what they're saying is a patch, could be actually an inlet for the jet, a jet motor, something equivalent to a patch. So it could be like a fine mesh, which stops bugs going into it, but actually sucks the air through, or birds or whatever, stops birds getting sucked into it. Still could be experimental craft that someone was working for the military over there. Obviously, as we know, that military departments don't always communicate with each other, so they work in their own sort of secret setup. So the thing here, it's got a row of windows here, so it's very much like that one that we were talking about a few lives back, with Art Bell's sighting, as well as that other case where he said it was 4 stories high and it had like a row of windows and you could see people walking around and looking down.
Right.
So that kind of looks almost similar, you know, but it's a UFO shape rather than a triangle shape or oval shape. Anyway, I think we're probably done on that case. Still an interesting one though. It's well worth having a look at it. So that brings us back to MUFON. And we're looking at these cases quite a few live streams back, and I downloaded the footage. So let's what's going on here? It's got an unhappy face. I'd have to get loaded in properly. I think it was just a black screen. So let's have a look. Yeah, so what's the time there in Arizona now? It's
7:30.
So it should be more people on, shouldn't there, really? It's 3:30 p.m. here.
Sweet spot.
It should be the time when people had the dinner and on the internet.
Right.
And looking for UFO stuff. So yeah, all I can do is keep trying until people want to come on and talk. And that should be 2:30 a.m. in UK. I'm just having a drink. So we got a video here, so let's just play it. I'll probably have to drag it across. Let's see what we can see on it. And no, you haven't connected to Vern Vision. Because that's what his is like, you know.
Well, you don't get that much light. Whoops.
You'll get in trouble. So you can see here a slightly different black. So obviously it's recorded in portrait. The rest of it's just normal black. So what are we looking at? Venus. I'll zoom in more. Saw lens flare there. Is that lens flare happening?
Don't know.
A little blob of light occasionally pops up. See there? Lens flare happening.
Yeah.
So that could be just like a street lamp where someone's just filming it and just wiggling around. We got no ground reference everything's. There was something down here. What's this? Lens flare? Lens flare from there to there. Another lens flare happening here. Bit suspect, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You notice he cuts it off here, so you don't see the light down below, which is reflecting into the camera.
Correct.
My gut feeling that is a street lamp that he's filming with lens flare. Right, it's zoomed in. So let's just pause and have a look at that frame there. What are we looking at? Perhaps we should grab that frame and enhance it. We have to go up. Let's see. See if it's the right frame. You can see it's around the wrong way. So could that be lens flare from this bright light? So we need to put it through the editor. So which MUFON case was that one called? Let's have a quick look again. Was that the one? I think it was Silang Calabarzone, which is like an island somewhere. Santa Rosa. Not too sure whereabouts it is. Hong Kong, it says there. Small island of Hong Kong? Or is it on Hong Kong? Hong Kong, Hong Kong. Tessan.
Easy for you to say. Jeez.
Especially with dry mouth and a sinus problem. But but anyway, let's see. Is it loaded up? I thought I told it to load. Oh, you rat bag. What's going on here? Is it just going slow? Try again. But we're going to have a technical problem. All right. Here we go. So let's lighten it up. Whoop, we moved. Oh, it's too high up now. There we go. Probably have to zoom in. Well, changing the brightness ain't doing much, so we'll go to color swap and see if those blacks pop up anything different. Yeah. But you can notice here we're getting different shades of black, you know, as the light's getting dimmer.
Yeah.
Which we didn't get on the other one, which I talked about, was all the same background. Because there's normally some light that, see here, even up the top here, we're now starting to see difference of black tones occurring. So it doesn't look like it's fake video. So it looks like it's definitely some sort of light. But not too sure what kind of light it is, so we can't see a post or anything, you know.
Right.
So it's not going to tell us much, I don't think. Try hot. Which turns it into reds. Hasn't sort of done much. Now, is that like a reflection in glass going on here? Oh, right. Does that look like a street lamp here? So what we're going to do, I'll say okay to that one. And we'll zoom in.
I think it is a street lamp. Right.
There we go. That sort of zoomed it in. So it definitely looks like a street lamp there. So just amazing what you can find out. So that could be a street lamp coming up here. So there's one with a light that's off, which is kind of strange. That looks like trees. Looks like some trees over here. Do you see that?
Yep.
My cursor's probably in the wrong place because of the software bug.
Yeah, I can see.
Over here looks like trees. It looks like a lamp here. And it looks like a lamp post coming up here, around here. I'll just zoom in again. Looks like a lamp post coming around. I'm not sure if we can enhance it any further, but we can give it a try. Double enhanced. There we go. That makes it too bright. So let's try some of the other ones. Lighten. It's not working too well. What else can we try? I think that's probably the best we're going to get it. High contrast, maybe. And there you can't see the lamp, you see.
Yeah.
That's why you got to play around a little bit, you know. See less of the lamp coming around here. Well, it could be this way. Could be another lamp post here coming this way. But it's funny, that one should be off there. So yeah, we can't do much more enhancement there without losing detail. But yeah, that sort of brought it out a bit. Definitely looks like tree branches on the corner here. And that looks like it could be a shrub in front of him here. See, that looks like a shrub going along that way. It's a bit hard to tell. That's why you need a daytime snap of where you're looking. So what's he said in the description? So I downloaded one of these videos, right? They're quite big. How big was that one? $200 megabytes, and I think it took 20 minutes to download it from MUFON. So what are they saying here? I was walking home from my friend's house. I noticed that there's no stars, although I think I could see some stars in that amplification there. No stars at the time, since the sky is very dark. And then I noticed these two lights, one bigger, the other one is smaller. I had goosebumps, and when I stared at it, good thing I just got my new phone to record the said event. It's not moving, it's observing something, but the lights are glowing. Sort of does sound like an Asian person, I guess. Probably would have to fade up and get it converted more into English. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's trying to work out if it's lens flare happening or could it be a planet. So we might have to find out where Venus was. Now, is that light moving with the camera?
See, that's what I got.
I'll just go back again. let's play it slower. See if that works. I think it might be playing. Is it? Might work. Can't see it playing, even though it should be. Stupid DLC screws up all the time. Maybe I got it going too slow. No, it's working now, wasn't it? Let's try again. I've got the sound going, but I haven't got it directed to the channel. But you can hear a load of crickets. So he's not moving whether it's a lens flare.
Right.
He does when he zooms out, right? Which then is a bit suspect. Now he starts moving it. But there is a light down here underneath. That one there looks like a lens flare from that. So it could be a separate source, you're saying? That's definitely a lens flare happening here because it's moving at the same time as that. I think my cursor's in the wrong position though, but it's down there at the bottom. I don't know if you can hear the sound or not, but it sounds like kids screaming in the background. Like someone's playing at a football field. So that might be related to it as well. Let's see, audio to cable B, and then you should be able to hear it. I'll just play it again. Let's see if it's working. I think it is. Amp it up. I don't know if you can hear the kids in the background.
Yeah.
I've got it maximum volume almost. Oh, it sounds creepy slow though. Is it moving? I'll speed it up again. Hear that in the background? You'd have to. I'll probably have to mute you and then you can play it on YouTube. Sounds like kids in a swimming pool. And there's.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I can mute you and you can listen to it if you want.
Yeah, I just heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've muted you and now you can listen to it. Some strange noise in the background there. Sounds really creepy. Sounds like something from a horror movie. Could it be seagulls? You see it went out of focus then. No, I don't think it's lens flare then, because it went out of focus. Let's see. Play it again. Is that normal speed? Normal speed. What's that noise? Seagulls? I can hear a motorway as well, I think. That sounds like a motorbike. Those annoying crickets, or whatever you call them. I think I heard a dog. Yeah, really weird. I can unmute you now, I guess. This, I don't know. What's the people's opinion out there? What it is? Okay, I've unmuted you now, so. So, did you hear the strange sounds there? Okay.
Oh yeah, I heard the crickets and.
But did you hear that type sound in the background? Yeah. I don't know what that is. Like kids in a swimming pool or seagulls. Yeah. Then I heard the type noise like a motorbike going past.
Yeah.
So where was Venus? But we got no idea which direction he was looking. This is a problem. This is where you need the apps, heavens above. If you held that up to the sky, this is a pretty recent sighting too, this year. Venus, Hong Kong. Hong Kong. I can't see on typing. Oh well. Venus, Hong Kong. Venus, Hong Kong. Jan, or 20th Jan 2019. Hotel Venus. I'll trust that to come up. Dear Hotel Venus. Once star map or something, don't we? Most of my keys didn't work. That didn't help. Come on, Night sky map planets visible tonight in Hong Kong. Well, we don't want tonight, we want 20th of January. Let's have a look. Does it have it on there? February the 14th. Still loading, it won't scroll. Come on, scroll. What's going on here? There we go. So, how far back can we go? Mercury, Venus, Mars. So let's just choose a time here. So 20th. Probably should bookmark that for next time too. So let's keep go. So what was the time? What time it was 5 in the morning. Yep, 5 in the morning. And what do we got? Venus coming up. Rise is at 4 a.m. Great visibility, it says here.
Ding ding.
Ding ding. Mercury, difficult to see. Average visibility. Mars, Jupiter, fairly good. Saturn, difficult. But Venus, of course. And it sets at 3 p.m. So 5, we up in the sky where it's visible. 5 in the morning. That's telling us meridian. That's midway, isn't it? 9 a.m. I think that's what we're looking at there, but we don't know which direction he's looking. That's the only problem. Venus, rise and set. Oh, that's February again. So we only got that chart down here. We wanted a 3D view. So we probably could look on the map here. And he's in that town here, and he's looking north. Is it north? North of the islands. Let's see if we can get a better map of it. Yeah, so how many UFO sightings that always say swamp gas and Venus? Yeah, people say, oh, they're the bunkers out in their channel. They're always saying everything's swamp gas and Venus.
Yeah, this one looked pretty much like it.
Yeah, in this case, yeah, but we'll zoom in on the light a wee bit more.
Yeah.
In a minute. So there's the town. We'll just zoom back out. There it is, Malaya. So it's in Philippines. What did I say? Hong Kong. Where is Hong Kong in relation to this? Hong Kong, Vietnam. Hong Kong is up here, so it's in the same time zone. There we go. So that makes sense. So it's looking north by the looks of it. So we need a star map that shows where Venus rises. And what is this? Planet distance. Planet sizes. We really want a map. Which is where you need heavens above, probably, to see it rise 3-dimensionally. What's this one? This might show us. Right, but that's February. Which way is that looking? North. There you go. That's live. So what do we do here? There we go. We can go back. All right, there we go. So what are we looking at here? We got different planets by the looks of it. Mercury's over this way. Venus. Is that what it's saying? Venus will be this one. It's all going backwards. So what's that saying there? trying to figure out this chart. But it looks very similar, you know, Venus. So if we go back, it's going to be the same time as this one, but an hour forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, I've clicked on something now. Oh, here we go. Ah, right. So you have to click on. Oh, what's going on? My computer's going crazy here. Maybe because I've got it on auto scroll back, because it's got something going on here. Looks like we need to figure out this program. Okay, let me just. All right, so it's similar like nighttime. So if I pause it there, that should stop it. Okay, well that's pretty handy though. But I didn't want Uranus or your anus. Don't start that, Gerard. That's your fault. Right. Went to the planets. How do I get back to that? Areas. It's got star signs here. What's that dot here? What's that mean?
I don't know, but it's good.
I was trying to count up the number of planets before I clicked on one accidentally. Maybe if I go back. Sun and moon. It's frustrating, isn't it? Accidental click and it destroys what you're doing. But we might be able to see how Venus or comes up horizon and see what time it was. Try and get back there again. Okay. I'll just make it bigger, full screen. Might give us a bit of control over it. It's definitely slow loading, as you can see. Is it doing something?
See it doing anything?
No, it seems to be stuck, doesn't it? CPU's at 92%, 94, 100%. Here we go.
That's good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I did 10 dots, so I'm not sure what the dots are. We'll try to figure out this thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 dots. So I didn't miscount it. So if we click on Venus, maybe down here, that then shows us where Venus is. At the moment, I don't think it's visible on 6 a.m. this time, but if you click that, we go back in time. Venus, here we go. Pause it. So where's Venus? That's the sun. What's that say there? Not too sure. There it is. So it was visible below the horizon. So we were saying it roughly was the same as that night there, except for it was an hour behind. And it's saying, what's that, east? It's saying it's east. So how do we change the time quickly? We change it down here. Select date. Here we go. Hey, we'll figure out this program. So now it's scrolled down. Yeah, we're figuring it out. It looks good actually. Now what's happened? Just plug in my CPU. I think definitely have to sort that new computer out sometime. Get back where we wanted it. So I clicked on that before and it gave a thing. I think it's underneath. Even 1080p is not enough. Oh, here we go. So we wanted 20th of January. And it gives us months. Where do we get the time? Okay, this side, is it? 14th. How do we change that? Oop. Well, I'm not too sure how you change the time. Go back one. December. No. So it only goes back a full month. How do we change the time to? So if we go forward now, how do we set 14th of Jan? Previous, next. How do we set it? Click on it. Oh, here we go. Click on Jan. Now opens up a different panel. 20th. Hey, did that do it? Cool bananas. We're on the 20th. We want to go back to 4 in the morning. So we watch it here, and then I'll pause it and then go forward. Come on. 6. So it's definitely nighttime still. 4. Come on. Wasn't slow. Sunrise. Sunrise at 6:30, was it? Yeah. What's going on? It's going the wrong direction. 6:04. So round about there. So let's see, where was Venus? Below the horizon. So go forward, play. Coming up to there it is, 4 o'clock. It's above the horizon now. So that sort of fits with the time. 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. So let's keep on going. Oh. Until 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, wee bit over. So that's pretty high up in the sky, and it's between east and southeast. What's that mean? So it's looking south, not north, which doesn't match with his map, which is kind of strange. Are we reading it wrong, or what? So it says here direction is east, southeast. Visibility by eye. And on the map here, that looks like north, where he's looking from that city, but maybe misinterpreting it. So city, Philippines, region, Colombia, or Colombia. You're looking south. Whereabouts? Southeast, which would be this direction, I would have thought. On Google Maps, where is southeast? I still think it's Venus, though. So where's Merc gone? It was on an island, wasn't it? Philippines has got lots of little islands. That's it there, is it? No. Have to scroll out again. We lost our place. Further up. Here somewhere. There it is. See, we haven't got a street name. It'd be good to have a street name.
That would certainly help.
See, this is why the MUFON database is a bit limited for our needs to investigate it ourselves.
Right.
Is there any other stuff here that gives us any clues? That's why we need that geo data stored in video files. I wonder if that one's got it. What type of video is it? MP4. I wonder if it's got any metadata in it. Where is it? Take it a while to come up, isn't it? Have a drink while we're waiting. So 0000 geotag no. All Google Map no. That would be handy. Well, the date it was created was the 19th. Does that change it? When it says the 20th on the report.
Yeah.
This is the time zones thing going, isn't it? That says it's 9 o'clock at night, which is not early morning. Let's see. Let's plug that into our chart and see if that matches up with the north direction then. Let's see if it changes it at all. 9 o'clock. Investigating. Why is it not coming up? So, well, that's the thing. On 21st here at 5 o'clock in the morning, we're after 20th as well. Let's just keep going back then. Well, that would have thrown us off. Here's the 20th. So we want to look at 20th, 5 a.m. and 19th at 9. There we go. Whoop. So it's still east location, 5 in the morning. So it hasn't changed. And the 19th at 9. Right? I think it's going the other direction again. Yeah, I must have hit the wrong button, did I? Keep going that way. What's going on? Okay, we're going back the right direction again. 19th. 9 o'clock. Wasn't it gone to the 20th again? Does it only do a day or something? It rotates around. Oh, that's probably what it's doing. So we've got to go down to here. January. Oh. 19th. Okay. And we want 9 p.m. Which goes the other way. I am. It's gone to 18th now. What's going on with this stupid system? Here we come. So it's still, right, north. Here we go. That sounded more like it. There you go. Let's fix it. Definitely north. There you go.
More satisfied.
Yeah, I just can't quite get the right time to drag it. Now it's come back. Where was 9 p.m.? Here it is. Oh, too far now. But you can see it's heading northeast, which makes sense. So it's roughly going to be the same. And now it's changed again. It's frustrating. It goes around a big loop, you see. 9 p.m. coming up. There it is.
That's kind of.
Oh, stop. So it definitely was directly north to northeast anyway. If I stop it in time. There we go. 9 p.m. on the 18th, but northwest now. How do we get the other information up on the screen? There it is. That's why you can't go by the date here. So you got to translate it to their time zone. So this would be American time up here. So you have to convert it to Hong Kong time zone, which converts that to the day before 9 p.m. Which makes more sense. And Venus is northwest. So let's look at the map again. And it is slightly northwest. Look. heading that way.
Yep.
Bingo! We finally got there. I think that one's solved. I feel satisfied now. So he's definitely looking that way. North. Cool. Okay. Now we learnt about this program here. So I'll post it inside here so everyone can have a play around with it. So now
that's a nice.
So now we got another toolkit for analyzing stuff. And we could look at other planets too. But Venus is always the one that you can see on phones, and the moon, of course. So the question is, whereabouts was the moon? So how can we switch back to the moon without mucking it all up? Close that one, I guess. And where's the list? There we go. No. How do we get the list? Have we got the moon listed here? We used to have a chart above. I'm not sure how you get the chart. Sun and moon, night sky. How you get the chart back up? Beta. Well, the beta version is quite good because if you try and do this in Heavens Above, it just sucks all your CPU for sure. But this tool here has been quite reasonable in the CPU and speed. But I want to see where the moon was in relation to the Venus. Was the other thing I wanted to know. Oh, here we go. Click on select object. I thought that was a magnifying search. I didn't know. Moon, here we go. And where was it? To Venus at 9 o'clock. Could that be above it in the video? Can we get two on the same screen at the same time? That'd be really helpful, wouldn't it? That's a good question. That's what it needs. It needs to be able to select multiple objects or show all of them. So it's about, let's see, Gemini, Orion. Next to Orion. So if we go back to Venus. Moon. Venus. I reckon it's below horizon now. Why? Why is it below horizon? Wasn't saying that before. It is the day before though. Let's get it to the right date. Coming up. And then it's going to go around a big circle again. Which doesn't make sense. 10 a.m. and then it flips around to the 18th, I think. Is it? Oh, it's still going. Why is it going so slow though? Oh, here it goes. It's gone back to the 18th again, which is annoying. So it goes below horizon at 3 p.m. Sun's going down. West. Let's bring up Stafford. Now, coming up to northwest. Still saying it's below horizon there though. North was dead on 9:30 p.m. before. It's still below the horizon. So you shouldn't have been to see it then. But that's on the 19th, 18th. Even though I told her I wanted the 19th here. That's frustrating. 19th we want. Here it is. It changed it now, but I don't think it's moved. No. So it can't be Venus then. Before it was above. When's it come up again? It comes up at 4 a.m. I think it was, or 3 a.m. on the 20th. That's the date and the thing. Here it comes now, I think. Which again is southeast. Here it is, just coming to 4 a.m. and the site was 5 a.m. Southeast. And see the other object here, what's that? Delta, is it? Delta Nomne. Venus. So how do we get the moon up at the same time? Oh, that's kind of annoying. So the moon is just showing up at the horizon at that time. So, and he's filming up here. So maybe the time is correct. Let's see. Time zone difference. Let's Google it. Welcome to USA. Let's see. What time would they use for MUFON? New York. I want the time. I want the time. All the time zone. UTC time. So what's it telling us? Hong Kong time to UT time. 11 a.m. So at the moment it's 11:30 a.m. and universal time is 3. What's that work out? -4 UTC -4.
Yeah, that's right.
Plus time zones. Do you have to add on an hour? So that would make it, if it's 5 in the morning, be 1 a.m. in the morning. So I'm just trying to figure out the MUFON database here, because I don't have UTC after it. Whether it's must be the time. It must be the time zone in Hong Kong, right? So it must be correct. So that must be 5 in the morning. The moon's below the horizon. If we scroll it back to 5, if we can put in time, about there. Oh no, it's further up. So the moon's heading towards, going behind the horizon, and Venus was rising. So the moon's going down and Venus is going up. And it's northwest here for the moon. Yeah, I'm just a bit confused. Before it said it was east for Venus. It moves it. So it's east, southeast. It's confusing.
Yeah, I would agree.
Is that saying the moon's behind? So this is southeast. So the moon is going down behind us. You've got to sort of think in 3-dimensional, I guess. So the moon is behind us, right? And it's going below the horizon, and the Venus is on the other side, coming up and up. Does that make sense to you? So if we drew a globe, so that means he's filming, he's looking at Venus, that the moon's behind, because the moon would be in the picture, right?
You would think so.
Yeah, it was on the same side as Venus, but it's not. It's on the opposite side. So it means the moon's behind where he's filming. Let's see, what the planet. So if you drew a planet, help to change color. So there's our globe representing the planet. So that's Venus. That means the moon is the other side of the globe over this way. Just put it. So the moon, if we draw another one, is over this side going downwards, the moon. And that's Venus up here. That's what we're looking at. But more southeast. And it on the chart that moon was north, which is north. That makes sense then. So the moon was going northwest and Venus is southeast. So that sort of matches the map here. So, because on the map we're looking north. So this is looking north. And we know now the moon is going down at the north side. So the moon's coming down that direction. and the UFO is going up this direction. So that means he's got to be over this way. He's got to be the other side of this UFO where it is on the map here. I think this might be wrong. So where he's standing is where the UFO is, and he's looking in this direction, and the moon's behind him, going below the horizon on the map, going by the star chart. Anyway, so that's why it flipped when we changed it. We changed where the moon was, so it changed it to northwest. The moon's behind, and the Venus is coming up southeast. I still think it's Venus because it should have the moon in the picture here. He's got the thing here. We should have really like a bright sky with the moon. Also, does it tell us days the moon was? Let's see. Was it full moon or something like that? Does it tell us? Excellent visibility. So you see it's opposite to the Venus. This is west northwest, and the Venus is east southeast. So as the moon's going down, Venus is rising, and when the moon comes up, Venus is going down. That's because it's a globe, you see. It's not a flat Earth, and we're sort of rotating. But it doesn't tell us here what the moon phase is. So how can we find that out? That's missing on the information, isn't it? Bugger. Want to know if it's a full moon. How can we find out? Excellent visibility, so it means there's no clouds, right? So this is for today, but it doesn't tell us the moon phases. Sun and moon today. We'll probably go to the sort of star night. Different locations. So it looks like it's almost, at the moment, 73% of the moon. That's what they're saying there. So if we change it to the 20th, how do we change that? Well, it's certainly got a lot of information, but we want past. How do we change the time that we want? Do you see any click things that I'm missing?
Not really.
No. What's that say? Location. Of course, we're looking at Hong Kong here, so not Philippines, but it shouldn't be much different, should it? So, because it's in the same time zone, so see that you can see here as a shadow of the sun. It's in the same time zone as Hong Kong. So, Philippines. But I can't see how we can go back in time for the moon. We've sort of got this interactive cursor thing here. Showing where the sun's coming up, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Sunrise, moon today. We want moon in the past. Can't see it here. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Probably could do a search. Maybe it'll tell us on a search what phase. Be good to have one tool for investigation. You know, you want to know the planets, moon phases. You just type it in, and it just tells you all on one screen. You just click it. Someone could write a tool, especially for ufology. Whether there was any planes in the sky, radar map, just be the ultimate tool. I bet the government have got it, like NSA probably got it in a special tool that collects all the metadata, sticks it all into one fancy tool, and just type it in. So what moon phase? 20th Jan. Hong Kong. Hong Kong. So, new moon. Moon phases. Lunar calendar. Yeah, it's come back to this place again. Yeah, it's come back here again. 20th of February. We didn't want that. We wanted, but it's given us a different page here though. Because I clicked on that, and this is a different bar up the top here. Moon today. Full moon, 19th of February. Here we go, January. So maybe I should bookmark that portion of it too. So where can we see new moon? Full moon, there you go. 21st of Jan. So it was highly visible. So it means there was bright moons behind him, I think. That's what we'd see it in the video. Anyway, we'll probably spend enough time on that one. So what's that one called up here? Moon phases. Moon phases. Hong Kong. You might want to bookmark it though. Did I post the last one? No, we didn't. I didn't post it for you. So I'll post both of them. Moon phases. So obviously you can change the location or the location on the map here maybe. Is it? Yeah, it looks like you can change it by clicking on the map. No. It says country down here. Oh, right, you put it in there by the looks of it. So that's the moon phases. And the other one was, did I lose it? Night sky. I did lose it. I should have. Actually, I did bookmark it, didn't I? Let's see if it brings it up. Night sky, Hong Kong. I don't know if anyone's watching this. Yeah, I think this stuff is a bit too much for most people. Live research.
Well, it's pretty dry, but it's essential to get the job done.
Well, next time we'll be quicker at it, you know. So yeah, let's see if it brings it up. looks like it's just very slow. So it's a different section. Night sky. All planets pretty much. This is really the one we wanted. So what I'm saying is, we know that the moon going down at 9 p.m, so it's below the horizon, and Venus was high up, and we didn't see it in the video. It means it's got to be looking southeast. That's what I figured. But again, we need really access more to the MUFON database. So anyway, I think we've pretty much solved it there. I'll just do a zoom in on the object anyway, see if it looks like it's going to be Venus. Have we got the original image that I haven't mucked around with? I think that was it. Yep. So we know that's a street lamp, and we're looking at this little speck up here, which looks like it's going to be the size of a planet, doesn't it? Oh, I got the wrong selection still. So that's before he zooms in. And it does look like it's going to be the size of a planet, and obviously it's not the moon. Be interesting to see what the case was closed as well, if we could get information to that. You might have to join MUFON for us to see what you can get on the database. Was it $6 a month? So anyway, we need more investigators to join us. Me, I don't find it boring at all, because I'm always learning stuff when I'm doing this. So
Great, great.
Kind of looks splashy looking there. Certainly doesn't look like a UFO, and it certainly don't look like a planet at that stage. Very crazy looking. We might have to grab some more frames from the video still. Yeah, I still think it's Venus though. Let's see, let's get another frame. Not that one. Man, time flies, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, so let's get one of these ones here. But he is moving. And I think when he moves, it corrupts it. We want a stationary one. Let's try that one. Might have to break it down to frames, and you sort of pick the best frame. Oh yeah, we can close that one down now. Why is not focusing? That's the one. Okay, is this any better? We've had to rotate it, didn't we? Before we... It's around the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. Kind of looks like 4 blobs there. Let's see, get it bigger. Image size by 2000. Does it look like a planet? Guess what? It's got the rolling shutter. Remember that? I was talking about the rolling shutter. We can see it's wobbling side to side like I was doing in my experiment video I did with the blood moon. I think it's just the planet Venus, you know. Pretty bad though. Just slight wobble. You don't get the nice glow circular going on. So there's not much more we can do with that one, don't think.
Actually, I need to kind of wrap up here, my friend. I need to take care of Mom.
Yeah, 5 o'clock. I got to go out and take the dog out before the sun sets. We're done almost 4 hours here. And the other one was this other case here, which I might just finish off. I did look at it last time. Well, I'm not sure what else we have here. He's gone, so let's just close it down. I'll wrap up anyway. I think we're pretty much done for today. So what is the time anyway? 5 o'clock. What's the time in America? Let's just bring up the time zones. Have a look. Must be getting late at night worldwide. Thought we might have more people join us. So New York is coming up to 11 p.m. So people are probably going to bed now. So the next one will be a couple of days' time. Will be Sunday my time. Will be Saturday 10 p.m. California time. Let's see. No, let's see. 7 p.m. my time. Yep, it'll be like 10 p.m. California time. So that's the next one we're doing. And obviously people won't be working, hopefully, and they'll be able to join us. So what's the different times? What's the time in California at the moment? What's 4 a.m.? Let's see. 8 p.m. So really, yeah, there should be more people joining us still. And New York will be going to bed, 10 o'clock. Nevada, 8 o'clock. Texas, 10 p.m. So there should be a lot more people joining the live stream if they're into UFOs. So this is the time to do it, Thursday, your time. So So where was those other images to look at? So we're done with those ones. It's these ones here. So what are we looking at? I think it was like maybe a heart-shaped balloon or something. Heading towards the ground it was. So maybe I'll just save the rest of those and have a look. I think we covered that one. Let's see, we've got file 1, file 2, file 4. I think he's cropped it himself, has he? Where is it? There it is. Okay, let's just load that one. Now, is that a normal photo or has he cropped it here? So let's have a look. Hey, Renee. So according to Vin, you're not actually Renee. You're actually a imposter. But yeah, the other account with the other icon was 4 months ago on my channel. So, but this icon, from what I see, is appearing on all other UFO channels. So it does look like it's a new account. Did you really lose your password? Is the question. Did I load that? Yeah, we loaded it. So you've been watching all this time, or you just come on? Because it says 2 users all the time. Sort of looks like it's got a hole going on in the middle here. Pretty low quality there. Certainly doesn't look like a UFO anyway, an alien craft. So it looks like it's got a hole. It definitely looks like a heart-shaped balloon going on there. We'll try high contrast first. Yeah, looks like heart shape. Try flip color. Shame it's not a video, because that would give us a clue what was going on. Yeah, quality's not that great. As usual. Most of the UFO photographs and videos are always rubbish. No matter how good quality camera is. It's not helping much. It's a blurry mess. Maybe I can sharpen it. So clearly it's out of focus, which is not really helpful. I think the trees in the foreground were in focus. Let's have a look. Even they're still out of focus, aren't they? The autofocus is focusing on something closer here. And that's slowly out of focus, and that's a lot of out of focus. I think my sugar levels are dropping because my eyesight's fading a bit. Need something sweet to eat again. And that's the thing is, you realize how much processing your eyes need and your brain needs when you're doing a lot of visual stuff, especially when you're diabetic. And yeah, it's definitely, I might have to quit soon because my eyes are definitely playing up now. I need a sweet or something like that, biscuits. So we're looking for photo. Where can I see it in the list? Photo and sharpener. Okay, let's see. So not helpful, but you can start to see the pixels now. Definitely looks like something going on in the middle here. I think it's going to be one of those heart-shaped balloons that's got holes in the middle. It's just a bad angle here. Yeah, it looks like a balloon. You know, it's going to be one of those heart-shaped ones that we've always seen, lots of them. Heart-shape. Let's see if I can find one. Heart-shape. Hello, one. Hello. One of these ones. It looks like one of these suckers. Like that. But rotated, of course. Or even that one there. Let's see. It's going around this direction. Just save that. Maybe I can enhance it a bit further now it's been sharpened. Oh, definitely my eyes are going on me. It's annoying. But yeah, you can see here, sort of going around the thin bit there. Just not enough quality. Maybe brightness will bring about. I did improve it a wee bit though. Anyway, let's just save that and just show you what I mean. Don't know which one it's going to be though. It's probably closer to that one there. Save. It's going to be one of these. So you need to import the balloon. but it's going to be rotated around this way. All right. You can see it's almost got a bit coming off here too. Was it not dragging? I want to make it transparent. All the way, maybe. Probably not transparent enough. Maybe additive. Nope, not transparent enough. Multiply. That sort of works. So, yeah, let's see what I'm trying to get at here. There's a bit in the middle here. Where's the handles? It's not quite scaled right though. Close to it. And you got the hole in the middle there. Anyway, I think I'll wrap it up there. I might just have a quick look at those other ones though. There's a few other images. Let's just have a look. So that's that one that we looked at. That one looks like it's been mucked around with the editor. Oh, here we go. What's this one? Let's save that one. Let's see if it shows more of a balloon. And what's the last one? Looks like it's been mucked around with the editor again. Smitter. That's the one we want. Is that the one? Yep. So let's zoom right into this one. Looks to me like he may have zoomed in on the camera. Digital. Definitely looks like it's come down from a higher altitude on that first one to a lower altitude, which balloons will be doing if they're deflated a wee bit. And copy. And paste it to a new image. Scale it up. Not much better though. So again, it's the wrong angle. We needed a video of it. Can we see a hole in it this time though? Not really. Looks like it's flipped around to me. Looks like it's deflated a wee bit too. So, I think it's still out of focus. So yeah. So we're going from there, and it's rotated. Definitely rotated towards us, this direction. It's a fallen balloon, heart-shaped balloon, I think. It's out of focus again. So where was the camera focusing on that one? The tree's more in focus than the object. Photo sharpener. Let's see. There we go. Definitely looks like a heart-shaped balloon. So here's that bit going on that heart shape, but it's deflated a bit. It's gone around this way. It's slightly torted, gone towards us. So look at this bit. Where's the balloon again? Sort of coming around towards us, but this angle instead. Yeah, so I'll wrap it up there, I think. I need to get some sweets anyway. I don't think anyone's watching now, anyway. Maybe Rene was. Maybe he's at work. What's the time? So I'll just wrap it up there. So that was, what case was that one? I'll post the case so you can have a look at those ones before I shut down and see what you think. But I think it's a heart-shaped balloon that's drifting downwards and rotating, and because it's out of focus, we're not seeing much. Heart. It's a heart balloon. And that one here was what I think is Venus, from what we could work out anyway with the software. Venus. And I'll say good night for this stream, 4 hours. And I'll put the topics in. We covered green fireballs and that rogue River UFO encounter. And also this one here, Venus one, and the balloon hut one. It's amazing how time flies anyway. So I'll put that topic list in, and I'll just end up with the credits here. And thanks for liking and sharing, and do subscribe if you're new to the channel.